Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So as you guys know, it's the end of the first month of 2017 and that means I'm going to be doing my monthly bullet journal flip through. So for you who actually saw my plan with me video for 2017, some of these first pages are going to be a little bit familiar. Other than that, let's just roll. So first, this is my 6 month at a glance. It's not very at a glance because you gotta turn a page as well, but other than that, I did it like this. It's the same format as last time. There's something about these pages that are kind of like unsettling to me, but I think they're really cute. The way it works, if you don't already know, is that I use the color here and write what the color means, and then, yeah, like a little key thing overall. Here we have the last 2 months, and then right here we have my monthly finances. So yeah, this is a little bit personal, but just deal with it. Basically, it says what I'm going to be doing for like monthly finances. Like what I mean is that this is like a page for about my income and outcome each month, so I know kind of like how much profit I have, or like an average of like what I'm going to do to get more money, or how much I have to spend on my own stuff, that kind of thing. And then we have also this is actually 6 months at a glance, but this is only school. The way this works is that I put a square when I have something for that class. Obviously, I should have done something that's like project or presentation, meeting, you know, depending on what class it is, and then I could have just written a letter in that box. I didn't come up with that until afterwards, so yeah. Here we have the reading pages. So originally I was going to read 15 books for 6 months. I've already read 12 of them, and so I already set a new goal for myself, and that is I'm going to read 100 books this year and 50 books these 6 months. So that is gonna come up later. So here I have done a tracker of the books that I've read, where I write the author, the book, what date I finished reading the book, and the point or like the rating I give it, so I know if I want to read it again or not. Here is my first daily spread and a weekly spread. It is pretty simple. Here I just have a bigger overview of the month and the week highlighted, and then I did the same thing as I've done before, where I have my events at the top. School hadn't started yet. I only had one for my personal to-do list, and then I had thoughts of the week. As you guys can see, these are 8 days because the first one is at Sunday, because last week I did 6 days instead of 7 days on a weekly spread, and then I have a week 2 here. This is cute. I like the washi tape. And here we have January at a glance. So what I did this, I wrote loads of things that I want to focus on this month here, did a very simple overview here, and then I did a waiting for list because I actually ordered quite a few books, and then I wrote the book here, when I order it, how long it's going to take, and when it has arrived, I give it a check mark. So that's how that works. Here we have the trackers. This is a new tracker that I did this month, and it's obviously kitten based and inspired. I love it. Up here it says actually I love my pets, if you can't see it, and this is January tracker, and the point is that it's the first 15 days here and the next 15 days here, so that I can read it this way and I don't actually need to turn the whole thing. That's basically it. I also tried doing circles, but as it turns out it's really confusing. It takes a really long time, so I'm not going to do that again, but I'm glad I tried. Then here we have my YouTube videos, kind of tracking and stuff like that. So here I have what date I want to publish, what video, and if I've edited, filmed, and published it. So this is kind of like a plan and tracker in one. This is like a day tracker, so it's the same concept like this, but it's only for filming, edit, uploading, where I have like the days up here, kind of, so a little boxy form. Yeah, this is also just really, really not so fun. This is my food list for the first week of, like my food tracker for the first week of January. This is other expenses along the whole month. I actually didn't fill in everything. It's very simple. Then we have the second week, I suppose, and this is kind of a childish thing. I really liked it. I liked how I did a future at a glance for the whole month here, so I can see what came up the whole month, and this was the first week of school, so it kind of made me like prepare for everything else that month. And the dates are actually inside all the toys, and at the top we have the events, then we have school stuff I need to do, and then we have personal stuff I need to do. In this little cloud you see here is basically my thought of the day, And yeah, so I just did a little bit of fun format on this one. I really think it's super cute. And then we had food list for week 2 and 3. I was gonna do week 4 here and a sum up for all the money I spent on food, but I ended up not doing it. So yeah, that was a little bit of a fail. Here I did books to buy, but this list, I also did a video on where I talk a bit about different book collections lists that you could do when I'm making this, and you can click in the cards if you want to see that. And yeah, I just write the books that I want to buy here, and when I bought the books, I make a little line through it, so it's kind of like a shopping list, but a really fun and creative way. Here we have week 3, I think. So basically here I have the events here, and I did, for black is just the normal events, and then school events, I did a pink one on, and then here I have the thought of the day, and then I did these boxes for what I need to do that day. I like the stripes because it kind of made the boxes like pop out, but otherwise this page is like a little bit too much for me and a little bit too little space to write what I was going to do on it. Then we have a Frozen week. Yay! So I recently bought all these Frozen stickers, and I used some washi tape, silver pens, and I just needed to have a week like this. So basically here it's the same concept, events at the top, school, personal, and month at a glance. Then I had a little extra waiting for list here because it turns out there was like more along the way. Here's like the books that I had to read and kind of check mark the books that I had to read. And here are thoughts of the day. This is just such a cute page. And here we have a books and authors to look out for. So this is kind of like a messy page, but I write down authors that I heard of from BookTube or friends, and the best books that they have. And so basically it's just a look out for, so that I don't need to buy it. I'm not sure I'm gonna buy it, but if I find it, then I know it's on this list. So yeah, next month starts here, so that's why I can't show you guys, but this is a really simple reading log. So this is 25 slots, and this is for the months from February to April, and it's the same concept as I did before, but it's a continuation for February and April, where I can write all the books that I've read and the date, the book, the author out of 10, and also comments on this one. Obviously, I have to start to try to learn, like teach myself to do smaller collections, because I've been doing like bigger collections, and it's just so annoying when you have to like find it through all of this. So this was a bad idea. I should have done like a monthly book collections instead, but we'll see how it works, and hopefully it works out fine. Something I forgot to mention before is that I have a few collections at the back that I don't talk about too much. I have a Copic markers collection where I just write like a little bit what Copic markers I have, so if I stumble upon a store and I want to buy, I know exactly which ones I have. And then here I have my index number 2, because the index at the front actually ran out of space, and so I just continued my index here. And that was quite a while ago. I've left space here too if I need more index. And that's everything for this month. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!